Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol GRNE. We will take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, I would like to note to please check my disclaimer. Now, I did this chart a little while ago after this day right here, and you can see the following day, price gapped up and then started to run, but then some sort of selling force took over and then brought what started out as a very exciting day, turned it into a very disappointing day. But this is where the tide really started to turn for the chart for the better, in fact, for the much better. So what do I mean by that? Well, after the big volume day here and the price decline where these selling forces, obviously forced the price back down, you can see that volume dropped off significantly and the price started to go sideways. So this was the first sign, you know what, maybe this selling force and selling pressure, whatever the cause of it was, maybe that cause and force has now been eliminated from the chart. Now that's only speculation during this portion with low volume. However, the first confirming part of that theory actually holding some water and holding some credence was on this day right here on Friday of last week, where volume came back in. And when volume comes in like this, the question then becomes, well, if the selling force is truly gone, then the price should react bullishly with increasing volume. And if this day right here isn't reacting bullishly, then I don't know what is. But price absolutely took off, and then further point and further confirmation of the theory that the selling force is now gone was today, where once again, not tiny volume, but not even close to Friday's volume came in, yet the price once again reacted bullishly. So that tells me that this thing is pretty much moving on air now. All it takes is volume, and the price is acting very bullishly and moving very quickly. So the tide turned after this candle right here, some consolidation, low volume, and then when the volume has started to pick back up, that pretty much brings confirmation that whatever was causing this downwards move is now no longer a part of the chart. So with that in mind, the kind of moral of the story here is lots of upside potential, and upside potential is not speculation. During this portion right here, it was speculation because you didn't have any confirmation, but now we have 2 days down here with big volume and big price action. So this chart is showing us quite the ability to move and move quickly. So what I want to do now is map out some supports and resistances. The first level of support I want to point out, and this is more for the overall chart players, is this purple line here, the 50-day simple moving average. This is the key level of support in terms of the overall chart remaining in a bullish uptrend. You can see that for a long time, every time the price would try to get up above it, it just kept getting knocked back down. However, when it broke through on Friday, hasn't looked back, and that's what you want to see continue to be the case. The reason for that is, if it comes down, keyword being if, I'm not saying it will, but if it comes back down to the 50-day, consolidates, and then heads back up, this set of lows is obviously higher than this set down here. So then when we go to draw our uptrend line and connect those lows, look at that, we have an uptrend line we can draw. So that's why it's important that this 50 period holds, because that means the chart is putting in higher lows, and that's the name of the game. So that is one of the key levels of support. Another ideal level of support, meaning ideally if this level can hold it, it'll make the chart look the best, but it's not required, is right down here at 006. You can see that's where it closed on Friday, and then it gapped up and then back tested it this morning. So 006 is another key level of support that you'd ideally like to see the bulls hold. But again, if this price doesn't hold, no need to freak out, jump out of windows or anything like that, because you still do have the 50 period down below you here. And then kind of the ultimate ideal, meaning if the price can hold above here, then that would just make the chart look insanely strong, would be up here at 0075. But by no means at all is this a must-hold level or anything like that. I'm going to leave that line skinny green just to point out, while it is a level of support, yes, it's not like if the price drops below here, that doesn't signal anything bearish at all. It's just definitely more of the ideal level, where if the price can hold above here and then head up, that'd just be an insanely strong looking chart, but by no means required. In terms of resistance levels, and take these very lightly, so I'm going to leave all these skinny, and I say lightly because while this is a previous high, yes, you look down here at the corresponding volume and it's essentially nothing, so it's really just kind of a very loose guide marker, which again is why I'm going to leave that a skinny red. Especially with the volume, the way volume has been forcing the price up. I don't foresee 009 putting up much of a resistance. In fact, today you can see it did break through, but intraday we care about the close, so it is still technically a level of resistance. But really, as far as I'm concerned, or if you just want to call it the high of today at 0095, this is essentially the the resistances until it's in blue sky breakout territory. If I scrunch up the chart, you can see basically nothing. Sure, there's some other previous highs here, but again, you look back down and correspond that to the volume at the time, and it's not even close to the volume that it's been getting now. Same with these areas over here. You look down, essentially nothing in compared with over here. As far as I'm concerned, a break of that high of today, which is at 0095, essentially launches the chart into blue sky breakout territory, which is a fun place to be, especially when the price can move as fast as it's shown it can these past couple of days. So all in all, great looking chart. Great to see the tide turn for the bulls here after this candle here, and things have really turned around. So now it's just a matter of putting in those higher lows, and it's just going to draw more and more eyeballs to the chart. If there are any other questions on the chart, let me know. If not, thanks for listening. Again, this was GRNE.